For me, performing a spacewalk was the ultimate. I was not a military jet pilot. I was never a commander of any mission of any sort, but I was a lead spacewalker, and to be able to go outside and execute 6 spacewalks correctly, safely, with no mistakes over 40 hours of time in my life I'm very proud of that. With regard to the book, it's a 15-year memoir of my time as an astronaut. A little bit, just a little about when I was a kid, just a little about my first 15 years at NASA as an engineer, but essentially 15 years from my career as a space flyer. And as Canty said, I wrote it as an honest account from my perspective of the stories that happened to me. So there are lots of cool stories of really neat stuff. There's also some low stuff that happened, some difficult times that were brought on by various situations and circumstances that are outlined in the book. Emotionally, that's one of the things that I hope comes across in the book, is that as an astronaut, I wasn't the steely-eyed fighter jet pilot. I was just an ordinary guy who had the extraordinary opportunity to fly in space, and I'm really blessed. I've been blessed in my life. I'm a man of faith. I believe that had something to do with it. I have a family who was solid and supported me in everything I did, even if the dream was being an astronaut. And when you get there, and when you finally are able to achieve that dream, it's an amazing thing. It's the feeling of floating weightless in zero-G, and being able to eat space food and look out the window and see the Earth rolling by at 5 miles a second. If I were the boss, I would have tried to find a way to keep the shuttle operating 1 to 2 flights a year until we could get these commercial programs off the ground. I'm a huge advocate of the space program and what it's done for humankind. If you look at the numbers, you can find that in the Apollo program alone, the return on a taxpayer dollar investment was 7 to 1. Some will argue 20 to 1. It depends on what your reference is. But who in this room would not take a 7 to 1 investment payback today?
No doubt.
Right? So every time you take your cell phone out, every time you meet your niece who has invisible braces that are helping to straighten her teeth, every time you get on the interstate highway system in Georgia and drive on a stretch of highway that has grooves carved in the pavement, anytime you grab your portable drill and pop a fresh battery in and go out and work on your deck outside your house, you should raise your hands to the sky and say, thank you, NASA, because all of those things came in part from your investment in the space.